My name's Andrew. I'm a product designer. I'm not really sure what I'm doing up here on stage tonight, because us designers are actually a very modest bunch, working in the background, quietly changing the world. For example, I'm working on a new way to manufacture brass musical instruments. It's going to be revolutionary. I don't like to blow my own trumpet. I'm also working on a therapeutic robot massage device. I don't like to pat myself in the back. And I'm developing a next generation tennis racket with an enhanced sweet spot, but I hate being the centre of attention. But good design is not easy. I've had my fair share of failures over the years. Recently I was asked to develop a digital app for RSPB visitor centres. He took one look at it and said, "That's not going to fly." I wasn't to be deterred. I said we could make it augmented reality, have digital birds flying through the sky at the touch of a button. He said, "Now you're really making a tit of yourself." I thought that was a little bit hypocritical. You know, this organisation is supposed to be about the well-being and protection of birds, leaving me with such a badly bruised ego. Birds are quality design though, aren't they? We call it biomimicry when we try to emulate aspects of nature, and I was inspired by this to set a project for our students to design an ornithopter. An ornithopter is a mechanical flapping device, you know, flies like a bird. Leonardo da Vinci did lots of beautiful sketches of these in his notebooks, none of which actually flew. I should have taken that as a hint. It was going to be quite a challenge for our second year undergraduate students. Competition day came around, and I had visions of a flock of little mechanical Tinkerbells flying around our design studio. The reality was like a fishing trawler had just dumped a catch on the floor. It was just a mass of acrylic and elastic bands dashing around, slowly dying. Always like this one little ornithopter was making good progress, flying around, although anytime somebody tried to touch it, snapped at it, flew away again. And I said to the student, "Well, you know, that's great, well done, but why does it keep doing that?" He says, "It's working on a self-defense mechanism." That little ornithopter had aggression issues. You know, and psychology is also a very important aspect of design. One of my PhD students, she was actually a lower leg amputee, and she was inspired to look at prosthetic leg design, and particularly how our personality and psychology affects our visual preferences. She developed a questionnaire for this, and she tried it out on me. And she said, "Well, what you need is a glass leg that's got intricate prismatic surfacing that catches the light." I said, "Really?" And she said, "Well, yes, based on these results, you're definitely on the spectrum." I said, "You must be pulling my leg." Yes, but it can be unexpected, you know, people's preferences when it comes to design. Take that high security barbed wire fencing, you know, the stuff that you see on prison walls or military bases or North Lanarkshire off licences. That stuff, people think, "Oh, that's really visually aggressive and intimidating to look at." But not me. When I look at it, I just see acute angle after acute angle. I've got piles of the stuff sitting around at home. Lovely barbed wire. You're so cute. Oh, cheeky. I even use it to decorate the Christmas tree. It's really poignant. I call it the Amnesty International look. And it's quite handy as well, you know. I say to the kids, "You try opening those Christmas presents early, I will catch you red-handed." Kids just love Christmas, don't they? You know, the expectation. Whereas you get to a certain point in your adult life and it's just another deadline. So many things to do, so much to remember, you're head swimming like an octopus doing the hokey cokey, 3 legs in, 2 legs out. And that kind of stuff is just no good for the creative process. You know, I remember one time we were given 2 weeks to design a barbecue for one of these fancy rooftop restaurants. High stakes stuff. There was another time where we were trying to design a new shape of tomato sauce bottle. Fell way behind with it. Constantly playing ketchup. And then there was another time where we had the impossible task of trying to develop a user-friendly iron. Ended up working flat out. But I wasn't the best person to be working on that particular project. Everything I know about washing and ironing you could write on a tiny little label that would fit in the inside of your shirt. In fact, I remember when I was a young man making my way in the world, being confronted with doing the laundry for the first time, all those settings on the machine, pre-rinse, colour fast. I just wanted one that said, "Mommy, Daddy." Pareidolia. Pareidolia, ladies and gentlemen, pareidolia is the optical phenomenon where you recognise human faces and objects around you. So, for example, the man on the moon, the headlamps of cars being eyes, Jesus appearing in your toast when you burn it, and that kind of thing. I was intrigued by this and eager to learn about it, so I asked a researcher to trawl the internet, all the blogs, forums and websites where people had uploaded instances of this happening. So I went away, came back a couple of weeks later and I said, "How did you get on?" He said, "Oh, terrible." I said, "Oh, could you not find any?" He said, "No, there's millions, I just couldn't face it." Hopeless. But why was I inspired to look at that in the first place? Well, it all started one day when I went to the doctor's, and the doctor was writing in that usual scrawl. I got outside the surgery and I was trying to read it, and I was like, what on earth does that say? It looked like it had been written by a blindfolded 5-year-old on orbital re-entry. I think these pharmacists must take classes in Bletchley Park, Code Breaking 101. It was just a jumble of lines, but the more I looked at it, a face started to appear. It was the face of Axl Rose, the debauched lead singer of Guns N' Roses. I was like, Axl, wow, I was inspired. And it was not long after that I started drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels for breakfast and turning up for lectures 3 hours late. The students would be rioting in the lecture theatres in anticipation, tearing up the chairs, and then they would hear me staggering down the corridor, and they would all start singing, "Here we, parado, we are. Here we, parado, we are. Here we." And then I burst into the lecture theatre saying, "Good afternoon, Strathclyde." And then I looked down at the prescription and I realised that it actually said 2 Ventolin inhalers for mild asthma. I started panicking. I had to get out of there. I wasn't a rock god after all. So I kicked through the window with my glass leg. I pulled a roll of barbed wire out my pocket. I lassoed a passing ornithopter, and as I floated off out to the distance I said, "I know how this might look, but don't forget, good design really does matter." Wah! Splat. The end. Thank you very much.